Hi, hello? What we're doing? I'm over here. I need to close off that music. Hi! Hello! Do you like my bad drawing of Avalon Sunset turned into an angel? Hi, Archeon! Hello, Paladin Stem! Hello, Dubaya! And hello, 7th Stage of Rage! How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Why am I clapping? You're an Iron Warrior. You see a pop. You're not allowed to do heresy here. You have to obey the rules set by whatever the randomness of the YouTube algorithm decided is the rules for today. No one knows what the rules are until people start getting banished to the Shadow Realm. I mean, that's very 40k, isn't it? Rules change every day. And they're applied retroactively. Oh, goodness. I'd want to put a demon into the toaster. I don't think YouTube has anything against that, so it might be allowed. Oh, goodness. But, guys, have you seen it's been an exciting day in the world of Warhammer? Also, have you seen this light? I can make it move. What is that? It's moving. It's moving. That's because it's a magnifying glass. I got a magnifying glass just off screen. Wait, can you see it behind me? No. Yeah, so I can... It's like when I was painting the eyes on these things and the teeth, I needed for magnifying glass. There's a lot of work we still need to do on them. Mostly the yellow and the blue just looks messy at the moment. I like the red. The red looks cool. I like the purple. The purple looks cool. The skin, though, and the bluey bits, we can work on them. Okay, the bluey bits, I'm thinking. We get some Magos purple, just small amounts to put in the dark recesses. And then we go over with some white to highlight, a bit like we did over here. This guy's finished. Over in his base. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is, like I did with this dude, well, actually not like that. What we're then going to have to do is just do a few corrections where the blue paint goes over onto the skin. And, oh gosh, we got to paint that purple as well. But also, if we look, do where some of these armored plates are, we're going to have to go over with yellow just into some of the gaps. Because it's a bit messy at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the bits that should be like in shadow and stuff. And we're going to paint them with iodine yellow. And then that should hopefully be it. That should hopefully make this guy... Oh, actually, no. Then we got the tentacles. The tentacles, I want to paint... blue at the top, and then it goes into Genestealer purple. A bit like this guy's tentacles here. Because I think that's a really cool effect. Yeah. So I got to do stuff like that. Then we got to do the base and the stones of a base. And all this way it's yellow, we'll put some Genestealer purple on just to give it a bit more coloration. So yeah, we're almost finished. It's just... And I need a magnifying glass because it's hard to tell exactly what's meant to be blue, what's meant to be purple, what's meant to be yellow. Doesn't the YouTube algorithm count as a demon? No. It counts as... Actually, technically, it's not really abominable intelligence. Like, I mean, the Imperium makes use of computers that aren't just servos. I mean, maybe it's a demon, but guys, do you want to see some exciting stuff that's been announced today? Look at this! There's new AdMech, and it's for 40k! Oh, look! There's a new female character, a new epic hero character. And look at all that cake she's packing, apparently. I don't know why Games Workshop gave her so much cake, but they did. And look, there's like little scarabs under here. Look at it. There's little marketable plushy AdMech scarabs. I want 20 of them. I want 2 billion of them. I want a giant version that crushes our enemies. Also, we've got Cataphracti at home. You wanted Cataphracti in 40k? Well, pff. These guys are cool. But for melee ones, look, this dude looks a bit weird. Oh my gosh, I got that disintegration gun. Are they bringing disintegration guns to 40k? That looks like a disintegration gun. But that's a phosphor blaster. That's oh, what do we call them? The one where it's over 12 conversion beamer weapon. That looks like a beamer weapon. That looks like a disintegrator gun. That looks like a phosphor. That again looks like a mini beamer with a stub gun. I don't know. I don't know enough about AdMech weaponry. We waddling to battle with these ones. Yeah, we waddling to battle with them. That cake is full of extra batteries. Yeah. Oh, but I like this character. I want to get this character, replace her head with something else. Somebody with a big floppy hat. On a big old floppy hat. And maybe like some of her other limbs. Because that's the kind of, you know, giant AdMech character I've kind of been wanting AdMech to have more of in 40k. Like, Carl's a bit too big. Not Astra Militarum. Oh gosh, what am I doing? What did I just do? How did I do this? Adeptus Mechanicus. Yeah, I've been wanting more characters like that in 40k AdMech, where if they're just a mess of limbs. Like, you got this guy, he's okay. And you got the Tech Beast Dominus, but he's a bit too tiny. This one's like a really good in-between of doing other Tech Beast Dominus. I want something more like Fathead though for her. I don't really like those tall hats. And she's got a big old backpack, battery pack thing. I really like the model. It's a cool model. That's one of the exciting things. Then you got like a new battle force for Bone Reapers over here. This cool dude. These cool dudes. Oh, look at that guy. He's holding the scroll up. He's that really low down, so he has to really crane his neck. Also, new Tiger Men for Cafe in Warhammer the Old World, apparently. Does that mean we're going to get Tiger Men in Old World, like physical models? But it's for what? Total War 3. Oh, they've announced. Do they have the link to it here? Project development blog. Here we go. Yeah, new legendary lord. With adding for fast and for furry to it. If we want to read this. Oh, I don't need a tiger. But how expensive is it going to be? It's here we go. £3.99, $4.99, €4.99. One legendary lord, who is this character. One new type of lord, which I imagine is going to be a beastman lord, a tiger person. A new hero spellcaster who's probably Law of Beasts. I doubt that they're releasing a new magic thing for them. I imagine it'll be Law of Beasts and maybe Law of Light. Like maybe 2 options. 3 unique units, dual wielder, hybrid, and an anti-lord. So that's basically just your 3 basic units. I imagine the hybrid might be the elite one. And also unique campaign feature, final battle, quest battle, etc. Ooh, okay. They do get a unique campaign feature. And they also, there's going to be a new free content, a legendary hero for Cafe. If you don't own for Cafe DLC, you can still get this and some of the units and stuff. Tigors. Tigors! Yeah! Oh my gosh, could you imagine if they were actually called Tigors or Tigors? Because like everything in the Beastman is called Gore something or something Gore. Slangors, Corngors, Pestigors, Felgor. Then you've got the big Bray Herd, which is like the Braygor. You got all sorts of stuff. But yeah, the Tiger Court Hashiva stands as one of the mighty lords of Shangyang, a mercenary sovereign to whom every tiger warrior commander ultimately bends the knee. Though she bears the revered title of a white tiger, hers is only the latest chapter. Ooh. She plays as the tales describe, a silent shadow that closes distance with unnerving speed. There's a twin katana. No, Blair Boys, don't devour the cupcake.
Time to devour a cupcake.
No.
Cupcake emoji.
No, lots of gore here. Lots of gore. Yeah. The new spellcaster. Ooh, Claw Speaker. Can you like look at this image? What does it say? Head, face, beard, hair, brow, amulet, brace, hands. Thumb brace. What's that? That looks like a physical model. That looks like a physical model. Oh. Okay, they're clearly taking a lot of details and real life things as well, like over here. Oh, tail. Gee. Heads.
Look out, that tiger is T-posing to assert dominance.
Don't worry about the T-posing, it's fine. They love to T-pose. Okay, so served as wizards. So yeah, they lean toward Wind of Beasts. Oh, and Heavens. Heavens. Okay, not light. I was guessing Heavens. I was guessing either light or Heavens, but yeah, apparently they can be Heavens or Beasts. Oh wait, no, Mountains of Heaven. Oh, okay, never mind. They don't have a law of heaven. Yeah, it's cool. Battle gameplay. There we go. So Flock of Doom and Comet of Cassandra. Now, I don't think they get the Law of Heavens. It's just the Mountains of Heaven confused me there, sorry. So, yeah. It seems like they have special abilities to summon extra beasts. Whatever that is. Also, what's this? Oh. Official merch festival. I want official merch. And yesterday we went over what's coming out next week. Bone Reaper stuff. Bone Reaper stuff. It's cool Bone Reaper stuff. This is a cool dude. And also cool terrain. I kind of want to get this and see if I can turn it into like a Tyranid skull. You know? But yeah, new exciting stuff. Oh, by the way, I tried converting a couple of miniatures yesterday, and it turns out my green stuff is very messy. Hi, Vince Falcador. Don't turn me into a banana like that. That's so mean. So mean. Ah! Yeah, so this is my new... I tried to make... Oh no, it broke! Oh, I tried making one of those Nexus? Noxus? Nexus and Noxus, something like that. Ungars, Cygars. Yeah, Ungars and Cygars as well. Sorry, if that message was hidden, I didn't see it. Yeah, I tried making a character for the Gene Stealer cults from the spare bodies we had. And he looks pretty, I think this guy looks pretty cool. I like the idea that he's got like this fold out tactical display thing with him. Oh gosh, this was much easier to put on when I had like sensation of touch. Ah yes, Triaphonids. Tyranids. Oh yeah, yesterday we were doing Gene Stealer cult stuff, now we're doing Tyranid stuff.
Converting the Gene Stealer's characters from the battle line infantry boxes? More likely that you think.
No. Actually, no, this guy is from the battle line infantry. I took one of the bodies that was for the battle line infantry, and no, that was for the what's it called? What did we build yesterday? For Goliath Rock Grinder. Yeah, I took the thing for the Goliath Rock Grinder. But then I was like, nah, I'm gonna build this dude as a battle line infantry. Then I took one of the battle line infantry because he has one of these little antennas on his shoulder and converted him into a character. I mean, the character looks so boring anyways. I like the idea that he's got like this fold out tactical pack and like he picks it up by this bar and it all folds away. I think that's like a super cool idea. And it's got like a display here with keyboard that you can like give out commands with, and a similar thing here. In reality, he's just playing video games. He's playing Fortnite and Minecraft while he's in battle. It's like, let me test this out. Let me test out my strategy in this simulation. Boots up Dawn of War. Oh, darn it. Gene Stealer cults aren't in Dawn of War. I've no idea what will happen. Hi, Sparky. Hi, Tony. How you doing? So, yeah. I thought I'd give him glasses because he's a big old nerd. But other one, though, yeah, my green stuff. It's all hard and lumpy and really difficult to mix now and really difficult to work with. So I couldn't get the cloak correct. And in the end, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just say it's like a torn up Tyranid hide that he's wearing. I'll just paint it like a Tyranid hide. That's kind of half started growing onto him. And, you know, he's got like explosives, he's got a big old case, he's got a big old backpack on, he's got some dynamite, he's meant to be for saboteur. And he's got some just random boxes and stuff. I think it's okay. Clearly playing Dance Dance Revolution. No, we need like a trackpad for that, wouldn't he? Like a feet trackpad. But today we got to finish painting our models. Well, so this is the colour scheme we're going for at the moment. I was working for quite a while today trying to get the colour balance correct on the camera so you can see what it actually looks like IRL, but I just couldn't get it correct. So the yellows aren't quite the correct shade and the blues aren't quite the correct shade. But yeah, this is what we're going for. So the main thing we need to do is get some Magos purple on these blues, get some white on it, then do some corrections, which is why I have a magnifying glass out. So you can see the reflection of a magnifying glass. And then we also want to just do some correction like these plates. And then
those are some of the ugliest looking Tyranids I've ever seen. Oh wait, I'm looking in the mirror.
Yeah, at the moment they don't look very good. I did the eyes, but I think I did pretty well with the eyes. Can you actually see the eyes if I do this? Doesn't want to focus on them. Put them in the center of this camera. Turn the light off. Oh. Okay, I think technically the center of the camera's further up. Come on, focus on this thing. I spent a lot of work trying to make the eyes good, so the fact I can't show you the eyes is a bit annoying. Because I even did tiny little reflections and shadows on them and stuff. But it barely shows up on the camera. Oh wait, there you can kind of see the eyes. You can see the white of the eyes and the red and stuff. The teeth are a bit meh. Oh wait, you can see the reflections of the magnifying glass on my finger there. Oh. Always be careful with magnifying glasses. You don't want to burn a hole in something. Which is why you should always keep a magnifying glass locked in a drawer. Are we winning? Are we winning? Is that a McDonald's tip? No, it's not a McDonald's Tyranid. It's a Krusty Burger Tyranid. Get it right, Talan. I like the red on the claws. Yeah. It doesn't look very good at the moment, but I'm hoping if I do some shadows with the iodine, it will look good. But before that, we want Magos purple. Hello, Sandwich Man, how you doing? And hello, Rock Barney, posting the Discord. You finished your Celestial Lion Braid Guard, Ancient. Oh, I'll have a look. Oh, that's cool. Golden blue. Golden blue. Everyone, join the Discord. The red is so cute, like he has his nails done. No, that's also what it's meant to be. Discord. There we go. Oh, so hi, Ireland. Hello, everybody. Big love hearts to everybody who's coming. Yeah. Oh, darn it. It's burning my hand. No. Oh, sorry. So it's just all the reflections. I get distracted. It's shiny. They're shiny. I want to pick them up. Let me pick up the reflection. What? Too quick. Too quick. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah. Got a magnifying glass. I think one of the issues with the painting at the moment is that I've painted so many layers on them, you know, testing stuff out, that they kind of look meh. That new medicine must be tough. I slightly zoned out and now she's engaging in cat. No, it's not cat-like behavior. No, no. It's normal. It's normal cupcake behavior. Anything I need to catch up on to learn. Yeah, you need to do your Cupcake Conjuror homework. Conjuror has hit 5k subs and built a Lego Krusty Burger. It's Krusty with a K to learn. Like Krusty the Clown. Also, somebody died, but it's nobody died. As far as I'm aware. Blooming hope not, anyway. Endless fun, one laser pointer at Cupcon. What's a laser pointer? Is that similar to the red dot that tries to escape our grasp? It has succeeded so far, but it won't succeed for long. Ow, just whacked my elbow. Okay, I don't need you, Mr. Magnifying Glass, at the moment. It's fine. Also, I need to do these purple spikes on the model. But it's fine, we can do them at another time. I saw both, but someone dying. I don't think anybody died. Talan's just messing with you. My cat's very ill. If I see a bit out of it today, it's because I had a blood test this morning and I went there and the nurse who was meant to take the bloods was like, the doctor's not actually told me what bloods we need to take. So we're just going to take everything. And which is all well and good, except, you know, it then having all my blood taken what knocked me out for half a day. I'm still a bit dizzy from it. What else did happen today? Oh yeah, and my cat's super ill. She went really ill yesterday. So we took her to the vets. And she's currently getting lots and lots of tests. Because she stopped eating, she stopped moving, she never went to the bathroom. She's just... completely stopped. Your doctor told you to be a vampire. No, my doctor decided to be a vampire and stole my blood. Yep, they sent me to the vampires. Okay, this one's already had the Magus purple on it, I think. Yeah. The Magus purple gives it a bit of a darker undertone and also makes it a little bit shiny and glossy like it's wet. I've been watching a lot of Avatar The Last Airbender, the cartoon. Finished season 1, and honestly, season 1 is very mid. I'd rate it 6 out of 10. There's some funny jokes and some really good scenes in there, but overall, it's just kind of meh. Started season 2 though, and season 2 is already just way stronger. They're linking much better the plot of each episode into the plot of the actual story and into developing the characters much more dynamically and organically, I guess is the best word. They found the stride. Also, there's a lot of like really famous people who worked in season 1. That's what my mum has always referred to the hematologist as vampires. Yeah, that's a common way of referring to them. Well, considering I'm for one that can't have garlic and onions and, you know, was once... Actually, there was once a thing where I had to be given loads and loads of injections because like certain things in my blood were just so far down. And for like, until a few years ago, it would have had to be a blood transfusion. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm actually a vampire. Thankfully, I don't need those injections anymore. But sometimes they are a bit like, your levels do get weirdly low at times.
Can't have garlic, combusts in direct sunlight, can't cross running water, can only enter a dwelling with permission.
Okay, I can cross running water. I'm a very good swimmer, or at least I used to be. Been a long time since I swam. Hello, random dragon. So how's the Nid painting going? It's going okay. We're just doing some Magus purple along these bluey parts. Then we'll put some white highlights onto the bluey bits to make it look a bit more glowy. This was originally the plan of the colour scheme, but through the current painting, we've currently gained this as a colour scheme, which I think is a lot better. Got a lot more going on with it anyway. Yeah, I do prefer the more defined red on these claws. So yeah, I think this will look really good on the Winged Hive Tyrant. You know, these big old fiery rings. She found the hack. She couldn't cross the bridge over the river. She just learned to swim. I can use bridges. When the troll asks you questions and stuff, The answer is always murder. Murder. Just unalive a troll and it can't ask you any more questions. And then he can cross the bridge. That would actually be such a terrifying villain, wouldn't it? Like, your characters are all trying to, like, go on their adventure and the quest. And they come across all of the, like, these mystical entities and stuff, and guarded bridges and sphinxes, and they have to, like, solve riddles or get, like, special items. And then your villain just comes across these things and just absolutely obliterates them and just moves on. Like, through just sheer raw power, they just overwhelm any and all obstacle. Like, they get one obstacle deal where they, like, get trapped in a mirror dimension or something. And they, like, have to face their inner self. And the villain just, like, obliterates the mirror dimension. Walks out. For Troll, I always pay 50 BMGs. Hello, push right ball. Na, 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 na. What is 65mm? Good payment. Yeah, my brain is coming up with a new diorama. I found a bag of mini butterflies. Ooh! Oh, you could do that with a new perfume advert character that they just released for, or just announced for Sylvaneth. My internet provider decided to do updates today, so I'm just on regular data. Might not be able to stay up too long. Oh, don't use up all the data here. DA. Make sure to save that data and take care of yourself. Don't worry about it. I never knew internet service provider did updates like that. Never had that issue before. Take care, see ya. Yeah. TA. Aren't have a space marine sitting down for butterfly in his finger. Oh, it's cool. Did I see the new Warhammer 3 announcement? Yeah! You guys barely have internet there. Be content with what you have. Poke! Poke, 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 poke. Yeah, we went over it all before, Talan. About the new stuff, the new tiger men and tiger women, and the new Law of Beasts spellcaster who summons creatures from a mountain of heaven. Looks pretty cool. I'm not sure what to expect from something for the price it says it is. Like, I mean, everything.
A cat is fine too.
Oh, don't put me in the eye. The doctor said I wasn't supposed to get poked in it. You're not Lenny Talan. I just note that most of the guys I know that gets in here aren't here anymore. I know Thor's here. What about the dog dude? Branwy comes along here quite often. Thor often comes along here. We don't see Blue Token much. People come and go. There's a lot of people still come by from time to time. Yeah.
Are you guys homeowners?
Are you guys homeowners? Not since I took up Warhammer again for bank owns for home now. I'm a VTuber. Of course I'm not a homeowner. He wasn't supposed to get pudding in his eye. He would never be a war hero like Lenny. Yeah. Just so you know, no one's as good as Lenny. Not Lenny. So many plastics, not enough money. Yeah. The new stuff looks pretty cool though. New admech. Oh yeah. So for new DLC, it's priced a lot cheaper than, you know, like the other DLCs. Well, it sounds like it's got all the same stuff in it. New campaign mechanic. New legendary lord, new legendary hero. 3 new units, new lord, new generic lord, new generic hero. I guess it's not got as many new units as the other DLCs I've had. Don't know if we get to new regiment of renowned units. I imagine we probably will, but we might not. I'm not really sure what to expect. Like, the new campaign mechanic could just be one of the old campaign mechanics with a fresh coat of paint on it, just to make it look like more unique to somebody else. The new models have got look cool. Well, $5. I wish I could get more. Cake of art. Well, it's only $3.99 for me to land, not quite 10 bob. New leak stars that Ukraine is pregnant with.
New leaks tells us that Ivane is pregnant with Girlyman's baby. I support this Astartes predicament.
That's not true. You can't just make something true by saying it on the internet using a cute cupcake turtle. If it worked like that, I'll get Cuptle to say, like, I'm the most popular VTuber in the world or something. Or Games Workshop's going to sponsor me and give me all of a Warhammer and send a painter to help paint all my models for me. Cuptle, say all of that, please.
The tigers look pretty chunky. Bet the reuse Narkai's skipping through the tulips charging animation.
Potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if it reused animations. That's just a common video game tactic. Making new animations is expensive. But yeah, I think with this DLC, it's a wait and see. It seems pretty cool. And for the price, it's fine. It might just feel like a mod. Basically a paid mod. That gets supports and updates of the game. Which wouldn't be the worst thing. Well, they did have Games Workshop working with them to make the Tiger Men lore and stuff, and to help design for models and that thing, so... This is also very much probably a testing the waters DLC, seeing how well it sells to see if it will be profitable to continue making DLC like that. if they do, it will probably call in a new reign, effectively, of DLCs and support for the game. Tomorrow I'll get discharged from hospital, and today's stream's probably the last I can attend in the near future. We will try to have fun. I wish you all of a luck, Bob. Wishing you all the luck, Bob. Well, just like one of Heretica's quotes, no man ever steps in the same river twice, but it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. This channel is the same channel, remember? So have I. Oh, you become a philosopher. You're supposed to watch the stream from outside the hospital, not from inside. I think it'll be quite hard for him to watch it from outside the hospital at the moment. Unfortunately. There we go. Yeah, hospitals have all the TVs on the second floor. Yeah, stay awesome. I got a magnifying glass. Oh. Whoa. That model is incredibly blurry. This model and it's in focus. Oh, and see all the imperfections. So many imperfections. Worst model ever. This is why I like Nikai. Not only is he a Chungus crocodile, so it has major, if not friend, why friend shaped. Every time he charges for enemies, I get to sing tiptoe through the window. You can't even have a phone. Oh no. That's not fun. Boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-da-da-da-da. But it makes sense, I guess. It's dangerous. Led to a lot of deaths of phones. Talan, mass hug for innkeeper. Yeah, actually we can. Mass hug at Bob the innkeeper. There we go. Did it work? Oh no, stream avatars just started to buffer. No! It just died. The hug was too powerful. Too much hugging. Hi, Clyde. I have a knack of contemplating everything and asking questions like Socrates. Plus, you're a hummus student. Ooh, hummus. Conjuror, you doomed us all. Don't worry, you'll all be summoned back soon. There you are. Okay. No, it crashed again. Okay, there we go. Thanks for all the hugs. Okay, set this monitor. Connect. Room. Hummus. Why is she so evil to her own cupcake? I'm just hoping it loads. Okay, come on, everybody. Will it work? Come on, everybody, do a little dance. Do a little dance. Mass jump. Don't just start just throwing mass commands at it, Alan. You know that trying to do two at once was a bit...
This was the worst idea I have ever had, and I have some pretty dumb ideas. Apologies.
Apologies. None of the commands seem to be working now. What the heck? Stream avatars. Okay, mass jump worked. Okay, it's just very delayed, Talan. Let's try the mass hug now. Darn it. You are very delayed. What? You're so mean. Okay, it doesn't like the mass hug command apparently. That's the issue here. Oh gosh. Set this monitor. Connect. You're delayed is such a great insult. I mean, it's the one thing you don't want to hear when you're going to like a train station. Yeah, hugs crashed it. No. Okay, maybe we can just do a normal hug. Okay, everything's loaded. How was my day? My day's a bit meh at the moment. I had a blood test and they took like all of my blood because they didn't know what tests they did. So they're just like, let's do them all. And then I had a... And my cat's been out. No, hug command just breaks it completely. I don't know why the hug command breaks it, but apparently it is. So don't do a hug. It will break the entire thing. Yeah. Stream avatars is enforcing social distancing with a sniper rifle aimed at the program. No! Hummus is pronounced Hayumis. Hayu. But hummus sounds funny. Hummus. Ow! Why, Talan? Hi, Miseryville, Dennison. Yeah, apparently hugs have become illegal. Trophy for delaying the stream by 20 minutes and making CC not paint. Yeah, it's your fault. Okay, let's use pallid rich flesh as our white. What do I do now? How did that happen? I legit innocent. I said, Talan, what are you doing? Sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Yeah. Ah, bombarded. Bombarded with chicken nuggets. Okay, so I've got to get. I need to pull this stuff down. It's too baggy. It gets caught on order to in it. And this stubby claws. No, Talan! Ah. Talan, can you ban yourself? Oh, there you go. But like behavior, stabbing allies in the back, timed out for 10 seconds. Okay, how do I do this? Windows settings, set this monitor. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to find the hug command now. So bot commands, selections, games, settings, fun, bomb, explode, freeze, throwing, scale, information, boss battle, battle royale. This is like being sentenced to shooting squad armed with nukes or stealing a Kinder Bueno. No, it's not. Although if you did steal a Kinder Bueno, that's like really, really bad. Pin, fireworks, slingshot, soundboard. Okay, none of them are hug. Mini games. No. Okay, there we go. Hug. I've turned off hug. There we go. You should ban yourself. No! We aren't getting a shooting squad. We're getting... No, you don't get eaten. Cupcakes are friends, not food. But there you go. I have turned off the hug command. Don't try testing it just in case it didn't turn off. Or just in case it still breaks it. But is this a placebo? Are you placeboing us? As far as I'm aware, the hug command is turned off, but I'd rather you not test it just in case it did break it again. Because if it does break again, and it's by somebody who's currently in chat, I'm not bringing stream avatars back.
You don't get shot in Cutopia, you get stuck back in the oven for an hour, on gas Mark
What
10.
did you do? Wait, no, don't turn off Hug. Hugs is breaking at the moment. We had to turn it off because it's breaking it. Also, it did just break again, but... Is the slot command also broken? Okay, I think Stream Avatars is just completely and utterly barked up at the moment. I don't think there's any point bringing it back if every command's just going to break it. That's unfortunate. Very, very sad. I don't want this just to become a stream where we're just constantly just bringing stream avatars back. I'll just make a report telling them it started breaking. Let me check if there's been an update or something. I can actually check that. I'll just do it after doing the details on this model. There we go. Right, so thank you for the drink. Yeah, throw cool beverages at me. I want all the cola. Imagine a low tier god, but it's Conjuror. What do you mean low tier but me? I'm no low tier god. I'm way high. I'm a high tier being. Don't throw empty cans at me, Talan. Stream Avatars is currently undergoing rapid unscheduled defragging. We need to make, yeah, we need to pray to the Omnisire. Have you seen one of the new things about Omnisire? About the new character for the Mechanicus? Apparently they're very fond of the DEI. And they get called the Fox DEI. I'm joking, by the way. DEI is... Fox Day means voice of God. It's a Latin. It's like deity, except without the TY at the end. Very common expression. Cupcon's Unk status is showing. Makeshift plush of cupcakes when I become popular enough to be able to get, you know, enough orders off them. I need to do more creative things. Make more videos. Do some cool stuff. Knocked over my magnifying glass. There you go, move her over to there. Hi, Sosimus! She's like an ascendant. Oh gosh. LTG is a fighting game streamer that got famous for raging at games and avoiding child support. I have no idea who that person is. But I never rage, so it's fine. Okay, Steam. Library. Stream avatars. Doesn't say it's got any updates recently. I know what the issue is. It's my computer. My computer has unfortunately my second driver where I have a lot of my games and software on. Not second driver, my second drive, my SSD. It stopped registering. I'd have to like turn my computer off and turn it back on if I want to fix that issue. Unfortunately. So yeah. You need to look for better filament. Tiny pieces like gas can handles and decorative arms keep falling off my 3D printed goblin tanks when I cut for supports. That will happen. That will happen. Honestly, your best choice would be to change how the supports are on it. Go into your 3D software and remove all supports on the tiny pieces.
Just use your cupcake magic. Hands you the hammer. You know what must be done. We will leave you do it.
Use your cupcake. No, don't worry. I'm not smashing the PC. I just need to turn my PC off and back on again. Not restart it, just prop fully off. Leave it a few seconds, turn it back on. And that should fix it. Unfortunately, that would stop the stream. Because I should not put that onto the camera. We all know Conjurers. I'm not that old. Why are you so mean? My computer has... Yeah, my PC is very, very good. It's got 24 gigabytes of VRAM. How many gigabytes of RAM? I can check how many gigabytes of RAM. 5 terabytes of memory. $32 gigabytes of RAM. DDR4, not DDR5. It's not that new. She calls me poor broke boy and throws peanuts at me. If I threw peanuts at you, I would die. So no. I'm joking, I don't have a peanut allergy. I'm for Unk. Cupcon is practically a baby.
I'm the Unk. Conjurer is practically a baby.
Look. I was alive to see when they released Fortnite. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm like, ooh, this looks like a cool game that will never become a battle royale. And then it became a battle royale. It instantly lost all of its cool factor. But it became popular because, you know, that's just what the gods demand of me. It's like, hey, what does Cupcake like? Well, we're going to make it significantly unpopular. And what does she hate? We're going to make that popular. I'm joking. Right, if I thought the Judge Dredge gun worked when someone explained it to me. Feel like a plasma shot. Those fake peanuts to not trigger allergies, but twice the humiliation. Talanis Unk, 25-year-old's probably 26-year-old now. Talan's like 50 or something crazy. Pretty sure. Sounds like he's 50. From everything he says. I mean, he still says things like Unk. Who says Unk anymore? Probably the guy who's named after
I'm not
dinosaur.
broke. I'm just 3D printing low quality filament models so that I can support you. Love you less than 3.
You're less than 3! Thank you, Sosimus, for the support of a Ko-Fi donation. And get yourself some high quality filament so you can, you know, support your Gobbo. Gobbo tanks are important. I'm only 60 million years old, bro. Only 60 million? Oh my goodness. That's like super young in accordance with the galaxy. Which I'm definitely not older. I'm definitely not older than the galaxy. Even though I've repeatedly on stream called the galaxy quite young. I mean, it's true. The galaxy is relatively young. Relative to who? You? No! Just relative to time itself and how long the galaxy will exist for. Cupcan so owned. The Kachans call her auntie. No! Gran.
Conjuring up this galaxy like a cougar. Told you she was a cat, just didn't say what kind.
No! I watched Cougar Town. I know what that means. It was made by the same people who made Scrubs, so obviously I watched it. Scrubs is amazing, and it's getting a new season. Is anyone else excited for Scrubs? I bet you so many of you don't even know what Scrubs is. It's amazing, that's what it is. It's got a barbershop quartet in it as a main character. Or as a major character. I remember barbershop quartets. You don't get many of them nowadays. But when you do, they're always great. Also, I watched Freeven. I don't get why they're always calling her old. She's only 1,000 years old. That's really young for now. Legolas was like 4,000 years old or something stupid. Elrond was like 7,000 years old. And don't get started on Gadriel. She's old enough to make Gandalf blush. Gundra hangs about Applebee's. I don't know what an Applebee is. I'm assuming it's a restaurant based on context clues. And I think I might have heard about it in American media. Gandalf was there when their version of the Big Bang started. I don't think was he there? I thought he came later. Boom, 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 ba down, ba da ba down, boom, boom, ba down, ba da ba down, ba. You're as old as lead. Lead is pretty old, but not that old. Boom, boom, ba down, ba na 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 na. Na 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 na. The oldest atom is hydrogen. The oldest element, hydrogen. Everyone loves hydrogen bombs. Hydrogen. And helium is pretty cool too. Basically, the bigger and heavier an element is, the younger it is. Because, you know, the more simple elements formed first. As far as we're aware. Not as old as Plumbum. Plumbum! Everyone loves hydrogen. Everyone loves helium. No one wants to buy it though because it's so expensive. Was that cat meowing again outside? Being really active today. There's so chemistry stuff here for you. Lead's atomic system is PB as it used to be called Plumbum. Yeah! That is true. And a bunch of the other chemistry symbols are quite similar in the fact that they used to be called one thing and then became another thing, or at least they named it. Alright, just give me a moment. I'll BRB. Like cats being noisy. Hello, I'm back. Hello. Yeah, you've Led has not been around since the dawn of the universe, and neither has uranium. I mean, the fact is, all elements formed relatively early on. But lead and uranium aren't the oldest things around. I don't know if uranium always decays into lead, or if that's the only way to get lead. I'm not a chemist. And I wasn't an astrophysicist either. And I was actually an atomic physicist, but mostly what I looked at was basically trying to look at hydrogen and the smaller things. And like how atoms react and work with one another. And what you can do to them to like make stuff. A lot of the heavy elements, I believe, formed in stars and other massive gravitational objects that formed like with 3 planets. I think that's where a lot of them come from, are like gold and stuff. A lot of them had to be developed in fusion, mind you. So they had to come from a star originally. Because, well, it's fusion. It's just how it works. And in these massive reactions. Hi, Sky Cow. Dino Nuggies. Yeah. I'd assume it's kind of radioactive decay, that they are actually measuring like radiocarbon dating. Basically, I mean, uranium very much. The half-life of these really, really long half-life things is used to estimate the age of stuff. I mean, that's all carbon dating is. And it can estimate the universe based on that, but we have a lot more information now. For instance, we can look at the very edges of the galaxy, like the furthest reaches that we can see, and we can go, how far away is that? And measure it, and basically go, how quickly does light travel? This is the furthest away we can see, so the light traveling from there must be from roughly near the dawn of the universe. As a result, how far away it appears is... You did carbon dating once, he stood you up. Never date carbon. It's mean. Magnets! He floats. Boom 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 boom. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm just making him dance. And hug. Hug, Fenge. Hug. Hug. Oh, hugs. Yeah, these models still look very messy. I'm sorry for being such a messy painter. I'm just looking at this guy going, he looks okay. Doesn't he? He looks okay. He's not too messy looking, is he? Is he? And he's other than his base, he's basically finished other than his They a couple. Hideous. Oh! I am sorry for being a messy painter. I feel like I'm really bad. And that I need to be better than I am as a content creator. I should be a really good painter. And instead I'm slow, I'm messy. Yeah. You're no painters, you can't tell either way. Oh. We are the champions. It looks sick AF. As for Toad. As for Toad by the tuna of the sea. By the tuna of the sea. Your tuna is called the steak of the sea. Does that mean cows of the tuna of the land? That would actually be hilarious. I kind of want, like, a fantasy setting or something, and they just come across a cow, and it's like these people who've lived on the sea for their entire life, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the tuna of the land. It could be. Does that mean I am the tune of a sky cow? Yes, you're the tune of a sky.
O tyrant of the grey pile, what is your wisdom? Stop buying more models for wargamers at Christmas. They already have too many.
Throw that wisdom away. Get them more. Get them more, Cuptle. We need more piles of grey. We are the champion. We are the champion. No time for painting, for we are making more models in the world. These make that a mem, just stack all your grain into a pyramid with a tyrant on top. Never! Which tyrant? I got two hive tyrants, a winged hive tyrant and a hive tyrant that's eating a space marine. A librarian terminator. We are the builders. We are the kit bashers. No time for painting. We are kit bashing. For models. I noticed Cupcake streamed Uma Musume for a short while. I did. But then I quit because it's a Gamba game. It's a Gamba game. Gamba bad. No Gamba. No Gamba.
Stinky Cupcake.
Stinky Cupcake. No. No, I'm not stinky. I'm clean. I'm bathed. If I smell of anything, it's currently of hairspray. Because I went out, so I'm like, I'll spray some hairspray. Because one, it smells nice, and two, it keeps my hair from going everywhere and being all pissed out. People don't think that blonde people have issues with their hair becoming all frizzy and going everywhere, but we do! A pretty fun game if it wasn't for a Gamba, yeah. And it's also just how rare, like, put the pulls are as well. And how it doesn't balance for what you've already got, so... I'm like, I can't promote this game on the channel. It goes against so much of what I care about morally. It's pretty cool, but... it's too Gamba-piled.
What do you mean hair? It is glazing.
It is glazing. What do you mean glazing? Oh, fondant. I mean, yeah, fondant. Definitely. Definitely fondant on my head. Frosting. Oh.
He probably meant frosting.
It's golden. Gold. You said blonde hair. That's stuffy stuff. So many broken ends because it's been forever since I had my hair cut, because last time the hairdresser came I was really ill. And no, last time I was on a stream. The time before then I was really ill. So it's been forever, so I've got loads of split ends. Yeah, if a hairdresser comes to me and not the other way around. Because I'm just cool like that.
I can cut your hair. I think I have a chainsaw in this shell somewhere.
No! Don't cut my hair, Cuptle. You don't even have opposable thumbs. You'd be terrible at it. I need to contact some people I commissioned. They're like, hey, how's it going? Notifications. Open door. I like whom a lot. I hate that I started because of a Bakushin. 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 To be fair, that's a good reason to start the game. It's got a lot of cool things going on it. It's just a shame that it's a Gamba game. It just ruins it for me. Old games. Just play the game to unlock new characters. Or buy the expansion pack. New games. Give us 600 quid and we'll give you a chance of having the characters you want. If you don't get them, give us 600 more and we might give them to you. We might not. You might just get the same character over and over and over again. Oh, so we're going to make the new characters meta so that you will really, really want those characters. And then we're going to add new game mechanics that make it harder to actually finish the game without unlocking the new characters and support cards. We will give you free stuff so you have a chance of not needing to buy them, but most of you will probably still have to buy them or delete your account and create a new one. But then we're going to start cracking down on that. Would you like a chance at this game for 800 bajillion dollars? I do know of a Bakushin mem. Bakushin? We all love the character. Well, thankfully the odds aren't actually a secret anymore. But it's like, hey, here's 0.5% chance of getting one of these 3-star characters. And the 3-star character in question, but there's like 10 different 3-star characters you can get. So in reality, 0.5% chance is 0.05% chance of getting the character you want. So that means, on average, to get the character you want... Oh, and that's going to only be at 1 star. want tier 1. So you need it like 20 more or 10 more times to, you know, get to the higher tiers. You do get 10 rolls per little pack, but still. And it's not even like, do you know, other games as much where you're guaranteed to get, like, do you know, a lot of physical card games where you're basically guaranteed to get one of the rarer cards in every single pack. You'd prefer blackjack if you want to gamble for money. Yeah, at least you can count cards and stuff with those games. There's at least a tiniest bit of skill there. There's a 5% chance or 2% chance, I don't know. I just play for the story. Yeah. Also, there's a few other things within it that, you know, really just made me go on it. Namely with the ages and... Well, it's just, you know, some of the stuff that you just see in anime in general. With the entire lolicon type thing going on. Like, I don't really care what excuses they make for it. It's very clearly pandering to a very certain group of people sometimes. There we go. Well, that's just anime in general sometimes. There we go. Okay, so we did those little white parts on it now. Oof, hi Night Parade, how you doing? Oh, so what game are you planning to play in the future? This week we're just planning to play RimWorld on Saturday. Not Saturday, Friday. I still don't know how I used to play Gacha for 5 years without spending a penny and quit for like 2 years. Yeah, I can understand that. There's definitely been Gacha style games that I've played where I've never spent a penny on them. Or if I have, it's literally going, you know, if this is a really good game, I've just gone to, you know, pay what I think it's worth. And that's it. But generally, those games have really good odds. And you're not really trying to meta chase with them too much. Or even sometimes it's not even gamba, it's just... There's a bunch of stuff you can unlock. You can pay money or you can just go through the levels and, you know... tokens and unlock the stuff you want that way. But generally I prefer it when the gamba aesthetics is only for skins. Like, and there's a few games out there where you can gamba for skins or you can just straight up buy for skin. Or sometimes they're still ridiculously expensive. It's like, hey, This skin is 80 quid if you want to buy it. Doing okay, finished work for the day. Did Cupcon ever play? I've not played Rogue Trader yet. I've been waiting for it to go on a decent sale and for me to actually offer buying it when it does. No, Star. Rogue. Trader. Is it on my wish list? Oh, it's not on my wish list. There you go. Yeah, it's a very expensive game at 42 quid and with a bunch of DLC as well. It's like 80 quid. You finished work for the day. Yeah, it's good. I want to play Rogue Trader. I've heard it's very good. I won't probably go on a decent sale since DLCs are still pumping out for it.
She's gonna commit various war crimes in Rogue Trader. But it's okay, the warrant of trade makes it perfectly legal.
It is perfectly legal. Rogue traders can get away with anything pretty much. Like, for one of the thing about rogue traders is that they can trade with Xenos perfectly legally. They can have Xenos allies. I think one of the things that we still see in lore, like I think it was mentioned recently in some of the Necromunda lore, that there's like areas of Necromunda where Xenos live, like Eldar and other traders and stuff. And I imagine Photon as well. And with the Leagues of Photon introduction, you've had a lot of idea that they've worked with the Imperium, both trading and on planet. Like, the Imperium's like, we want to start a mining colony over here and prospect and stuff. Let's just hire for local kin to help us out with that. And the kin are like, yeah, we'll do it for some of it all. And it's like, that's fine. As long as we get this going. It's, hey, we need more mining equipment. Let's buy some off a local kin. So, yeah. Or what they otherwise do is they go into, like, kin space and stuff. And they're like, hey, can we, like, pay for, you know, for rights to mine here? And it's like, yeah. God, why would an elder ever come near Necromunda? I would have thought they would ignore that system on principle. Well, think about the funds for... Eldar are basically humans. They think in many of the same ways that humans do. And a lot of Eldar out there, like you got the Corsairs and the Pirates, and a lot of them, you know, they like money, they like trade, they like the finer things in life. And, you know, places like Necromunda, they have a lot of money and a lot of wealth. Gangs like the Fansar gang are willing to pay a lot of money and give you a lot of stuff in exchange for, you know, Xenos tech. Or the other thing that they do is places like Necromunda are really ancient planets, you know, that I think were once like had Eldar stuff on them at one point, and you know, sometimes they want that stuff, and sometimes it's like, oh, we found this weird demon sword, and for Eldar are like, can you give us that demon sword? It's like, yeah, but in exchange of money. Well, a lot of it is they come to trade, so Necromunda produces a lot of food and a lot of other stuff. You wouldn't think about it considering that they have corpse grinder cults, but the food doesn't really go to the people off Necromunda that much. But they produce a lot of stuff, and a lot of that stuff Eldar might want, whether you're a craft world that doesn't have enough production to support your population in a certain thing, so you want it. But a lot of it is going to be things like Corsairs, Exodite Eldar, and just Travelling Eldar. So they'll live in these really tall towers along with, you know, all the high lords and, well, not high lords, but with all the lords, rogue traders and stuff. So they live in the really nice part of Necromunda, effectively. That's why they would be there. But it's not just Necromunda. The Krieg world also had a lot to trade with the Eldar and stuff like that before, you know, it became what it is today. Back when it was a centre of trade and export. But a lot of planets are like that. Necromunda upper class houses going for lower levels of the highs using xenotech like exosuits. Yeah! Some of it's not even xenotech. But yeah, I think a lot of the lore of the, you know, Eldar and humans trading and living side by side comes from the old Rogue Trader days, back when Warhammer 40k was called Rogue Trader. And obviously the laws changed a lot since then. But we do, Necromunda and the Leagues of Photon and bits of other pieces of lore still point and suggest of that, you know, existing and being a thing. Okay, this is where I'm going to need my magnifying glass. You know, maybe if I hold it like that, this is going to be good. Okay, that's better. In which case I want to do this. Ah, there we go. Very good. I'm going to want my thin brush again. Thinner. Yeah. But yeah. It's really weird. The main thing I've noticed about like 40k though is it's the Rim worlds and the Rogue Trader worlds are the ones where you're most likely going to see the Imperium being hypocritical. You know, trading and working with the Xenos. And it's all perfectly legal because it's all the Rogue Trader with their wants of trade doing most of that stuff. And if it's not for Rogue Trader, then it's like somebody being given the rights by the Inquisition or the High Lord of Terror to be allowed to do these things. A lot of the time, the Imperium doesn't really care what you do as long as the tithe is paid. If you need to trade with Eldar or Tau or whatever to keep up your Imperial tithe, they're willing to look the other way. Assuming the wrong Inquisitor or member of the Administratum doesn't take a look at it. Not for D-Watch to support Xenos. But even for Death Watch and stuff, I've worked with Xenos before. Especially the not Death Watch, the Audio Xenos Inquisitors are the ones. It's a bit like the Order of Hereticus are the ones that always summon demons and try utilizing them and make their own mini demon engines. And similarly, you get the exact same with... Oh gosh, in your paints Cupcon. Similarly, the Audio Xenos is the one that's most likely to actually work with Xenos.
You would stop our ritual that could destroy chaos, cried the Eldar. Lol, said the Death Watch, Lemao.
Yeah. The thing is when it comes to this sort of stuff, it's very much down to just the writer and the situation. The Imperium is very hypocritical. It's willing to work with Xenos to destroy chaos on one moment, and then it's Well, that's partly because the Imperium isn't just one entity. It's not just one group of people. It's thousands upon thousands of group of people, all with well, it's not just thousands. It's millions upon millions of groups of people, with thousands or tens of thousands of languages, tens of thousands of translations and understandings of the Imperial Creed, and you've even got Black Templar being at war with the Eldar, realizing there's a bigger chaos threat nearby. They team up with the Eldar they're currently fighting to fight the chaos, and then they go back up. Actually, they didn't even go back to fighting one another. They just nodded at one another and both moved along. Similarly, you had the Tau when they were being attacked by Gargan. Some guardsmen came to attack the Tau as part of the crusade that had already stopped because they arrived late. And then the guardsmen decided to team up with the Tau to destroy the Tyranids, but before the Tyranids were even fully destroyed, the Tau and guardsmen were back to fighting one another. So it's very interesting. You can't just say one thing and expect the entirety of the Imperium or even entirety of a single faction to all do that stuff. It's like even the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights and the Space Wolves in their most infamous clash, most of the Grey Knights did not fight for Space Wolves and actively avoided fighting for Space Wolves, either because they agreed with the Space Wolves and their stance, or because they were like, yeah, this isn't worth fighting other Space Marines for. And even amongst the Space Wolves, not all of them fought for Grey Knights. Many of them avoided the Grey Knights as well and continued their duties and what they were trying to do, just avoiding fighting for Grey Knights. You only really had a relatively small group on both sides, arguably the much larger group on the Space Wolf side because they're much more unified in their ideas. But that's a constant thing of Warhammer. I mean, even then, characters themselves are fully capable of being hypocritical. Of doing one thing and then doing a completely opposite thing later on. As a Gathering Storm, I think with the Elder were trying to summon Yeet properly, and then the Deathwatch crashed the party. Yeah, the Deathwatch do that. I wasn't saying that they didn't do that. I knew about that one. Well, the thing is you then got the Deathwatch other times working with Xenos and Eldar. Although maybe not in the current law, I don't know. I remember one of the first things I read about the Deathwatch was in like a codex or something. Or a rulebook. And it had a story of a Deathwatch working with the Eldar to kill like Necrons or something like that. Or was it Tyranids? Probably Tyranids, actually. It was whatever the big threat was. Remember, Chaos Fleet was intercepted by a High Fleet while the Chaos Fleet was chasing after an Imperial Fleet. Yuck. After an Imperial ship. Oh, what about when we were reading the Combat Patrol magazine and the main characters in the, you know, that's the story we've been reading about the Silver Templars? They ended up in a situation where they were caught between Elder Corsairs and Chaos fighting one another. The Deathwatch generally, though, when it comes to eliminating Chaos or Xenos, will almost always choose to fight for Xenos. Because that's like their job. They don't care about Chaos, that's for somebody else's job. Well, if they do care about Chaos, it's just not their job to deal with them. That's for older audio hereticus. Well, then you have to remember the Deathwatch are made from Marines of all sorts of chapters, and some of these chapters are more willing to work with Xenos than other chapters. And some Inquisitors are more willing to work with Xenos than other Inquisitors. Elder Y, Grey Knights. I hate Chaos more. Ember Chaos. Wait, what's this? There's a story of Grey Knights protecting a fallen outcraft road until some Elder are able to get there to take the spirit zones. Grey Knights left in peace. Yeah. Hey, that's generally how these stories often go. And then you get like the Adeptus Mechanicus, where, you know, you have some of them are just hate Xenotech, others are trying to use Xenotech. It's very interesting. But Kronos really is an edge case for nerds. They will just ignore stuff that isn't chaos and principle. Oh! As the moment where the Imperium was fighting a forward back to the Chaos and High Fleet Kronos dropped on top of the Imperial fleet, ignored them, and 5-checked the Chaos fleet. Yeah, but you do get specialist Tyranid fleets. I think there's like, isn't there like a Tyranid fleet that's specifically trying to hunt Eldar as well? And like that's its main goal. And I think that it came ever since Kraken. And the Eldar basically broke the High Fleet Kraken. Although maybe it's more of a case of it's a psycho hunting fleet. And then you get Tyranids who also are hunting like a very specific character. I wish that Commissar who worked with an Arc War boss made an actual friendship together instead of lying that they'll backstab him. I think I know what you're meaning. It's whether War Boss backstabbed the Commissar. And it's like the Commissar's last words were basically saying, yeah, I would have backstabbed you too. But it was a lie. The thing with Arcs is you can't really form a proper friendship with them. It will always come to war, because the more they like you, the more likely they are to backstab you because they want to fight you, because they like you. You can form uneasy alliances with them and constantly keep them in check and keep them happy so that they'll never backstab you. But that takes a lot of work. And requires a lot of knowledge and experience with Arcs to be able to pull that off. Somebody like Yavik could probably pull that off, but Yavik hates Arcs so much he'll never do it, probably. But there's definitely people who have hired for Arcs repeatedly. Especially rogue traders and stuff. But they're definitely not friends. Okay, how is this looking? It looks a lot neater now at the very least, where the blues were.
I don't know, freebooters tend to be pretty good allies. Right up until they do a runner and steal half your escort class ships with them.
Yeah, that's part of the entire thing of knowing Arcs. Like, my earphones patched against my microphone pop filter. If you can hear that. There you go. But yeah, that's the issue with the orcs is that if an orc likes and respects you, that's not a good thing. Unless you're that orc's enemy. Well, even then it's not a good thing. A good thing to recognize is that outside of grots and squigs, very few orcs have any living friends. Like, when you look at all of the characters that surround people like Gaskell, Gaskell hates them. Except his, you know, his little goblin friends, his little Gretchen friends. And similarly, it goes with, like, other orc characters, is that they very rarely like any other orcs around them. Or do that they keep around them for the long term. I find it hilarious that the teenage equivalent of a rebellious teenage phase when an orc is being disciplined. Yuck. Could be worse. You could try to do foreign exchange programs for Drukhari. The Imperium has fallen for that multiple times as well. Heck, some of the Imperial worlds make, you know, very specific dealings with the Dark Elder of, yes, you will raid us. We will not stop you raiding us, but in exchange, we get something from you. And the Elder are very willing to make that cultural exchange. The Dark Elder. It allows them to go on their raids and torture people, because they're not interested in just completely annihilating planets. They'll only do it to, like, make a point, usually. So if you can give them a deal where they can just raid your planets freely, and you make a deal like, you can't take more than this group of people, please avoid these sections and these buildings. Hold on, Conjuror, do you still have the model I named? Which one? I've got all the models that have been named. 1999. But we got quite a few models that have been named now. Yeah, all of the ones that have been named currently are Black Templar. But at the moment, there's about 30-ish Black Templar that have been named. Actually, probably more than 30-ish, because some of them aren't painted. So I can't remember which one exactly was named by you. My name's Jeff. But yeah, I do have the models. I've not gotten rid of any of the models. And all the painted ones are in my room. Yeah, all of the painted ones are in my room. Oh no, except some of the Tyranids. He was wielding a heavy bolter. Jono? This dude? Is there only a heavy bolter dude we've painted so far? Nope. Ospin? Which is this dude? Oh my gosh, my painting is definitely improved since then. Wait, Ozipin. Ozipin! Oh no, I just knocked the model over. Oh gosh. Yeah. There's quite a few of them, so I'm not going to go through all of them. Hello, Savidwin. Need my child a lieutenant to help his future military career. You only want him to become a lieutenant, not a marshal. What about marshal? Marshal. I don't have high hopes of my children. I guess I should find for FOD for that. There's been a lot of FOD. Hi, Kill4707. How you doing?
We need at least one captain to be called Mathers, so he can be Marshal Mathers. We stan Eminem in this household.
Marshal Mathers. Maybe. When we get to painting some of the marshals, the high marshals, we'll look at it. I see a kitty cat. Hi. I was notified that 2023 was 3 years ago. You need to lie down. Bye bye. Good luck. Oh, banana. think my cat might be home now. Do 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 do. Oh, hope she is. I hope I know what's wrong with her. She's very ill at the moment. Reminded yourself that Monster Hunter World came out 8 years ago? Never heard of the game. I'm guessing within it you hug monsters? Oh no! I got that on the purple dustbin. I'm gonna have to go over purple then. We hunt for ultimate prey cup. No! Not allowed. Don't hunt cupcakes. They're friends, not huntables. Not feastables. Did I play World on streams or was it Wilds I played on stream? Library monster hunter, monster hunter, monster hunter. I think it was Wild. It was whichever one's the newer one. I don't know which one's the newer one. It was Wild you played. Oh! Yeah, it was Wilds. Talan not even paying attention to what games they play on stream. Just like a Talan. To time him out again. You see Wilds or Worlds? We saw both. We saw Worlds of Wilds. We saw Wild Worlds. Alan, you're the moderator. You're meant to know everything. That's what mod stands for. Meant to know everything. I know how to spell. MKE. Mod. Talan, have you seen that your little wrench has been replaced with a shield? You can no longer wrench problems. You have to shield yourself from them. The S in Cupcake Conjuror stands for smart. Yeah! Wait. No, that's correct. That's correct. Been a while since the chat. I know. Every time I've mentioned it, you've not been on the stream for me to say it to you. And then I forgot when you do get onto the stream. Your own fault, really. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I was just like stabbing for paint then. I apologise.
I am too smart. I am too smart. SMRT, I mean, SMART.
SMRT, Supermax Rebellious Teenager. Brrr! Oh wait, Supermax for Rebellious Teams. That sounds like, you know, a TV show, a kids' TV show, where, you know, like, teenagers get sent by their parents for, you know, or by the schools. For being too cool for school. Except our main character's a nerd. They've never done anything bad in their life. They were framed, I tell you, framed, but they were still sent to the Supermax for Rebellious Teens. I doubt she's ever played Simpsons Hit and Run now. She lies as easily as she breathes. No, that's what a Homer says. I am so smart. I am so smart. Look, I played it when I was very, very young. I played it when I was just a wee little cupcake. All I remember is driving through the tunnel from, what's it called? You know that one episode with Freemasons, but not Freemasons, the Stonecutters, the Stonecutter Tunnel, yeah. She is lying or forgetting. Look, whenever it comes to me remembering something correctly, don't trust what I can remember. I barely remember that you're meant to be called Anthony. One day I'll forget. And you just go back to being called Carmad forever. I wasn't looking, so I had to remember Carmad forever from the top of my head, but I managed to do it. Oh my gosh. Wait, you're Eternal Otaku now. When did you do that? Was it even right? Top of her head seems to be quite far-brained. No! Look, I'm also unobservant. I'm unobservant. I'm forgetful. Hoisted by your own petard. Wait, I'm not a star. I don't have a starship captain of Enterprise D. You never hoist me. He's too much of a gentleman. I'm joking. It's Picard. Picard from Star Trek. I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean, SMART. To be fair, it's an easy mistake to do. SMRT, SMART, 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 Homer Simpson. He's a fabulous man. Homer Simpson. He is a man with a plan. Max power. He's a man with the something over. Max Power is a great name. Do you know your kids don't have to take your last name? And you can instead just give them a completely different last name. As a result, if you want your kid to be named Max Power, you can. If I could change my name, I'd change my name to Trash Boat. Trash Boat. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The trash boat is coming to town. Wouldn't he get attacked by raccoons all the time though? Because apparently Raccoon from Dragon Ball Z really likes trash from what I've heard. Or at least that's what the Americans say. They're always finding Raccoon in the trash. Trying to eat it all. It's like, no, get out of my bin, Raccoon. And he's like, no. I am Raccoon. It rhymes with doom. I am apparently entering the phase of just choosing to interpret certain words as similar sounding names. Petard, Picard, Raccoon, Raccoon. Actually, in the ICU, if a doctor thinks you're going to give your baby a bad name, they'll make the strongest nurse on shift fight you until you change it to Gary. Gary? Gary? There we go. Wanted to say Cupcake Conjuror for a joke, but yeah, mom is quite strong, ruining the joke. What? To change it to Cupcake Conjuror? Nah. Nah. The doctors. Look, I'm gonna name my kid Blue Eyes White Dragon. And nobody can stop me. I'm gonna name my kid Red Eyes Bee Dragon. And they're gonna be like, why it's called Bee Dragon? Because I want you to be a dragon. It's like, oh! We're gonna be a dragon. Do 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 do. We're gonna be a dragon. Do 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 do. We're gonna be a dragon every single day. Every single day we be a dragon. Beep 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 be a dragon. Beep 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 be a dragon. Beep 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 be a dragon. We love to be dragons. Do 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 do. What am I even doing? So I told you, my brain's not working today. This is what happens if they take all of my blood away.
First name, Blue Eyes. Middle name, White Dragon. Last name, Attack Mode.
Oh, yeah! Oh, Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon. Beautiful. You have 5,100 kids. Name them all after Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Nah, they're all being Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes Sparking Dragon. Or like 135,000 cards though, so you still have a while before having to name one 7. What about 6? 6, 7, 6, 7. Ah! Jokes. I'm a hip hop with the memes. There's no card that starts with 6. Talan. Talan. You don't understand. There we go. You don't understand Yu-Gi-Oh, do you? There is a card named number 6. It's got another name, but it also goes number 6. It's an XYZ card. Because a number of the XYZ cards are all number cards. Six of 7,000 life points. 6 of 7 sounds like a Borg name. Like 7 of 9. From Voyager. Voyager sucked. Deep Space Nine is where it's at. Wait, who here loves Deep Space Nine? If you say no, you're a liar. Or you've not watched it. Don't know which one's worse though. There's also the 6 samurai archetype, but 6 is different from 6. The 6 samurai. Everyone loves 6 samurai, the best cards ever. Remember those guys that tried ambushing Jade and Yuki and they all turned out to be playing cards? Fun times. Can Conjuror name any of the 6 samurais? Nope, I did have a deck based around the samurai monsters, but I can't remember them off the top of my head, so I apologise. I like DS9 but I've not seen Babylon 5 yet. I still need to see those sci-fi shows. DS9 I think is probably the best of Star Trek in terms of, actually maybe not. It's definitely out of the TV series is probably one of, if not the best, in terms of acting quality. By the end of the new generation, the actors were pretty good. Like, especially like Riker had found himself by then. Riker. And obviously Patrick Stewart. Very impressive actor. In terms of just general acting quality across the board, and just how much gravitas like each of the characters could give the scenes, DS9 I think is just unmatched by any other Star Trek show out there. Okay, I need to get some blue paint on these guys. Like the actors for Nog, Cisco, Kira. Oh, what's his name? Garrick. Oh gosh, that just spilt everywhere. Ugh. Goldicat. Goldicat. Oh, very good actors. First Contact is a horror movie, changed my mind. I don't think I ever really watched the Star Treks. You mostly, I'm the opposite way around. I don't think, outside of the new movies, I don't think I've actually seen any of the films. Like properly sat, or at least not since I was a child. And remember one of the original series films had a thing about saving the whales. That's all I remember really of the original, of any of the films. I've probably watched others, but I love how the Six Samurais were like 20 samurais actually. I think some of the Six Samurais are actually the same samurai, but it's like different forms effectively, or different ages. Like law-wise. Clearly 6 times 3 samurais. Pfft. But yeah, I've not watched any of the films, partly because I've heard like a lot of the films kind of suck. I've watched, you know, is it Abrams films? I didn't think they were bad. Like, a lot of people say they're bad, but I'm like, no, they're not bad. They're different, but they're not bad. If they're bad, they wouldn't have become a trend. The third film actually kind of sucks. I never liked that one much. I liked the first 2 films, though. Even though they don't make any logical sense, a lot of it. But, you know... That's just Star Trek in general. Despite how much they talk about logic, don't try applying logic to Star Trek. Great, does the B5 actually proposed B5 to Paramount? They said no, but made DS9 instead, possibly using B5 material they'd seen. There was a court case about it and settled out of court. Ooh. Paramount suck. It's one of the reasons why I've not watched much of a new Trek. Because I'm like, wait, Paramount owns New Trek, owns Star Trek. Well, I am not going to consume Star Trek through any official means. Because Paramount's the worst. I've heard Stargate is very good as well, but I've tried watching a couple of episodes in the past of Stargate, but struggled to get into it. Where we have the 6 samurais, classic guys, the 6 secret samurais, okay. The 6 legendary samurais, not forgetting Cheyenne, who is different from Shien. Both samurais, by the way. Yeah, there's a lot of samurai cards. And then don't you have like multiple forms of a different samurai? But honestly, I can't really remember them too well. I know that there's another group of samurai-like cards as well. I sometimes confuse with the 6 samurai, but they are not the same. It's like having a boy band named for 4 guys and 10 people walk on stage. And it's more accurately like having a boy band named for 4 guys, and every so often they just like fire everybody in the band and hire a new bunch of guys to be in the band. Which I think actually is stuff that happens like with some of these idol things. The band remains, the people within it change. Okay, they are looking a little neater now. There's still a bit of a mess. Need to figure out how to get those teeth done. That's why I hate One Direction. They go all directions. No, they only go in one directions, as in all directions in a 3D plane. They don't go in the directions of like 4D planes. So it's just one direction. Relative. So like if you're in the 6th... Look, if you're in the 6th dimension, one direction, go in one direction. You're just trapped in the 3rd dimension, Talan. You won't understand it. Look, it turns out I actually am a One Direction fan when it turns out some of the music I like listening to turned out to be One Direction. I'm like, what? When did that happen? This is what happens when you just listen to music and you don't really pay attention to what it's called, or the lyrics, or who's singing it. You just know, this is a nice song. And then one day you just look at your playlist and you're like, okay. This boat has seen Liam walk off dimension. Wait, who's Liam? Is he one of the members of One Direction? Look, when it comes to people outside of my stream, outside of chat, and outside of like my specific, really hyper-focused interests at this moment in time, I do not remember names. We needed Harry Styles. Oh, he's in Marvel! Harry Styles is in Marvel. He played Thanos' brother. I know that guy. He was in the Eternals film. Everyone loved the Eternals film. Everyone remembers all of the characters' names from Eternals. You've not watched the Eternals film? Including the ending scene that's definitely going to one day pay off. You know, for after the credits. Thanos' brother, wasn't it? You didn't watch the after credits scene! Oh! Oh my goodness! You're in for a treat. You know, there's so much in Eternals that, you know, is probably never going to be paid off. I thought the Eternals was just 100 flashbacks tied together by messy CGI and historical inaccuracy. I did the historical inaccuracy for you. Look, The Eternals was a film that had a British woman in it. And it had the guy from Game of Thrones. And it had a black sword. And it had a big old adamantium statue thing. And the guy who flew too close to the sun. Yeah, him. I think nobody watched the after the credits scene unless someone fell asleep. Look, I watched it on Disney Plus, so I just skipped the credits to watch the after the credits scene. Eternals is like one of the worst films. It's got a lot of very cool concepts within it and very nice stuff that they could have done with, but they tried just cramming so much into a short film, a relatively short film, that it became a mess. I feel like Eternals and Fantastic Four were originally like planned to be TV shows, and they decided to change them to films, and they realised that the TV shows aren't doing too hot, and that they probably couldn't support themselves as TV shows. But they didn't really change the script of a story too much. They're like, okay, we just have to shorten it rather than just write a new story. Not only the idea that humans are too stupid to invent the plough, but the plough existed thousands of years before they invented it. Apparently invented it. It's like, no, humans have been doing agriculture since before then. I'm pretty sure it was like well before, whenever they wanted to introduce it. And that includes a plough. The plough was like one of the first inventions that helped with agriculture. It's one of the oldest human inventions. I think it might even be older than the wheel. Oh, I don't even think it was a correct plough design for that era either. There's a lot of... Marvel does a lot of... Like, a lot of the flashbacks they do, they're like... They're multiple years out of date, and it's like... And it's fair enough to say, okay, if they don't exist in our universe, maybe these things couldn't cope. These timelines are different from our real life universe. It's like fair enough, but then you've got but then it contradicts itself, because we've got other times where it's just like our real life universe, but if this thing's going on, then if this other thing can't be going on at the same time. To make it through the movie, I had to pause that scene and imagine a 10-minute scene where they get shamed by ancient humans for trying to invent something that already exists. I mean, to be fair, actually, no, they like ancient Mesopotamia. Ancient Mesopotamia had loads of inventions. They had a load of inventions that were then lost and didn't come about again for like 1,000 years. Or a few thousand years. Similarly, ancient China, like really ancient China, had access to fingerprints and footprints and stuff like thousands and thousands of years ago. And they kept like quite good records of things, and they had like ideas of police forces and stuff. Eternals was filmed as if you're supposed to watch it half asleep. Kind of, but also it's got so many people in it and so many names. It's like you got characters being killed off. I'm like, which of the characters was it again? Who were they? What did they do? Why was it important? I feel like Eternals, they should have just like picked a handful of the characters, you know, to work with. And just tried making an Eternals film that didn't have like end of the world stakes to it. Or, you know, wasn't the same Eternals film. It had a completely different story. Introduced us to these characters. And then like implied other Eternals in the world. And then they could do a second one that took like the main character from the previous film and had them now meet up with the other characters from the show. That was even a Conjuror bad memory that happened too. Yeah. That's just one of the major complaints about the Eternals films in general. Or the Eternal film. And a lot of the things is, it's not necessarily bad. Like, it has a lot of really cool concepts within it. But it feels like these things could have been very good if you just cut out half of the rest of the film and just expanded on these few things. But I often feel like with Marvel, there's too many writers trying to stir the pot. Effectively, too many cooks trying to stir the pot, cook the meal. It's it becomes kind of a mess. So sad they didn't try to expand on the concept of being a good movie. Yeah. But I feel like that's just like a lot of Marvel. And when you do hear about the production of a lot of the Marvel films and like how producers are saying they want one thing, then halfway through development they're like, no, make it a different thing. Or it's like, hey, this TV show was meant to be 3 seasons, or it was meant to be like 10 episodes. We're cutting it in half. Like Miss Marvel, I believe that they wanted 2 seasons, except then for producers. And I think I was like, they wanted 2 seasons that were like 10 episodes each or something stupid like that. And then the producers were like, no, you get 6 episodes and you get 1 season. I wanted to tell the entire story though. So that's why it just suddenly, like after the first episode, it suddenly becomes a convoluted mess. That's like, yeah, end of the world stakes again. It was meant to slowly build up to that sort of thing, but no, they had to just like throw it into high gear immediately, and it just completely ruined the trajectory of the film. They had to rush through a bunch of the stuff. And it sounds like that's what's going on. And same with Star Wars and a lot of the other stuff. A lot of the projects where, you know, they take off, it's generally where there were basically less pressure put upon them and less like, you have to do this, you have to do X, Y, and Z. Like Andor did very well. Loki season did very well. I mean, Ironheart wasn't bad. Ironheart, I think, is a good watch. Still, it's not the best thing ever, but it's definitely more palatable than a lot of the Marvel content recently. The Marvel's film just absolutely sucks. It didn't help that I was struggling to remember some of the characters. And then I'm like, okay, anybody who's not been watching the TV series is probably very confused by what's happening right now. Oh gosh, the Marvels is such an awful name for a movie, by the way. Yeah. Oh gosh. The Marvels made by Marvels, featuring Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and this other character who I can't remember. She was in WandaVision, I think. I can make a move! They're coming for me! No! and marvel at that amount of money is lost. I wonder actually how much money is lost. Because I think there's three major things that like keep Disney afloat with for Marvel stuff, or keep Marvel afloat. First is product placements. People are paying for those they're paying a lot of money to get their products in those films. Second is when you got all your box office money and that sort of stuff. Even the films that don't do too well still make a lot of money. They don't necessarily cover for full budget, but again, they don't necessarily need to. Other things that people have to take into account is that Disney is a monolith of a corporation. Like, a lot of things where you think they'll be paying out a lot of money for stuff, they're generally not. They are like a lot of their things that they're paying for, they're paying companies that they already own to do stuff for them. So a lot of that money is actually just cycling back into Disney. Yeah, it's being paid into animators and stuff, but a lot of it's going into the profits of that company that then go into the profits of Disney. So that's kind of where it goes. It's kind of cyclic in that regard. And then the third thing is, every single Marvel film that releases is eventually going on to Disney Plus. And as long as Marvel keeps making new films that go onto Disney Plus, and they know in a few months it's going to go onto Disney Plus, people are going to continue subscribing to Disney Plus. So they're going to be like, oh, there's no point unsubscribing to resubscribe. I might as well just stay on Disney Plus until the next film hits. And as a result, you're paying a lot of money to Disney because they're making new films and making new shows. And that's where a lot of the money comes from. And that's actually one of the reasons why Warner Bros. And stuff struggles to compete with Disney at the moment and Marvel, because they don't have their own streaming platform, and why Netflix acquiring Warner Bros. Could be such a big deal. Three things keeping Disney alive right now: the infinite cobblestone glitz, the corpse of Walt Disney parting for Disney Park, and time traveler George Lucas. Yuck. But that's kind of what keeps all these different companies and franchises within Disney alive. And the fact that they don't need to become a box office hit, they don't need to break even at the box office to be a financially viable for Disney. It's as long as they keep producing content that's eventually going to go into Disney Plus, they keep getting brand deals. Because those brands are still going to pay an exorbitant amount of money to Disney to get their brands into Disney stuff, because they know even the least successful film is probably still going to be watched by millions of people, hundreds of times, if it gets onto Disney Plus, which it eventually will. I think it's like every single time a Marvel or Star Wars, well, Marvel generally, a film ends up on Disney Plus, it becomes like one of the top trending things on Disney Plus at that time, which means hundreds of millions of people have just decided to watch it. So there's a lot of money there. I think they definitely would prefer for movies to, become massive box office successes and stuff, and that's what they're trying to do. And I think they are slowly changing what they're doing. If you look at the more recent Marvel stuff, it's nothing amazing, like Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Brave New World, Ironheart and stuff like that. Oh, it's very, very interesting. But it's like it's its own self-fulfilling economy. Did you see Chibi recently acquired streaming rights for a lot of Cartoon Network cartoons? Yeah, they acquired it for a lot of Warner Bros. Stuff, I heard. And that's pretty great. Tubi is like free or something. Is it paid by adverts? Not fantastic. Not fan-tastic. Honestly, I really didn't like the Fantastic Four movie, the new one, that much. I kind of preferred the original Fantastic Four film to some extent. It's a very cool because they stream for free only with ads. That's cool. I've heard of Tubi, but I thought it was like a really sketchy thing. I didn't really know what it was, but that sounds cool. I've heard about it since then. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I might get it. Have you heard Crunchyroll has been trying to get more pirating websites taken down? And it's like, didn't you start out as a pirating website? Yeah. Okay, how are the models looking? So I think tomorrow what we want to do is get the iron yellow to make some shadows. So we do some of these, like trying to define like the muscles and shadow areas to hopefully make it look nicer. Maybe put some known oil on those teeth to make them, you know, be more defined. And then get some... Oh, what's a blue one? I think it's Cowgirl at Outdoor Blue, and then go into Gene Stealer Purple here. And then we just want to go with some purple colours over areas where I've still got a bit of yellow, where it's meant to be purple. And then we'll get... Oh yeah, we also need to do the basis. Maybe the basing would have to be done in the members stream. But after that, we've got 26 Templar to paint, which hopefully we can do that relatively quickly. I've got an idea of I'm going to dry... They're already all undercoated. I'm going to dry brush them with Wraithbone. Then I'm going to go over with Black Templar Contrast. Quite as carefully as I can. Then Wraithbone over like all of the white areas. Announcing Warhammer's new model, Marnie's Calgar. I saw that
Warhammer's newest model, Marnie's Calgrin Defiler.
Yeah, I saw that meme. That was hilarious. But let's look at the website before we go anywhere. No, nothing new, but as you can see, new stuff for the Beastmen. It looks pretty cool. Not Beastmen, for the Grand Cafe. Tiger Men. New Osrak Bone Reaper Battle Force looks really cool. Does it include the spells? Like, is it for Battle Force here? No, it doesn't show the Battle Force here. And then Defend the Cadian Gate. Oh, this model looks so cool. I just don't like the head. That's the main thing I dislike. T-pose and Tigers. Tigger! Tigger! The best of the Winnie the Pooh cast. And then ER's next. My sister loved ER. I love Tigger. Because Tigger bounced all over the place. He bounced, 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 he bounced. And he bounced some more. I'm not sure what I think of these models. Maybe like the Defiler will grow on me. And I'll be like, I kind of want them. They look a bit weird. I want to see what they look like from other angles. Rather than just... I mean, from the side they look okay. From here. I need more angles to look at them from. To decide whether I like them. Looks like we're getting a new combat patrol though. With this thing. They're becoming with the Defilers, Mutilators, and Iron Warriors. That's surprising. I was expecting we'll get Imperial Fist stuff with the Iron Warriors. But instead we get in Mechanicus. That's cool. My Mechanicus versus Iron Warriors still makes sense. I'm guessing that means... Okay, maybe this isn't a combat patrol. Yeah, maybe this isn't. Maybe this is just a... Yeah, it's not. You can see other stuff in the background and the Sentinel. Definitely not a combat patrol. Oh, I'm wondering if that means they're going to get a new detachment that allows them to ally in Imperial stuff. Because... Sentinel right there! Oh! New detachment allows them to ally in Guardsmen and stuff. Oh, that'll be great. That'll be amazing. Oh, so come back next week and bask in the shadow of armoured glory. That's still not all that will be joining us in the next big expansion. Okay, so we're getting more stuff. More stuff coming out. That's cool. But anyway, thank you for coming to the stream today. Big love hearts to you all. So tomorrow morning we've got another stream. Actually, since it's a morning stream, we can probably finish these off tomorrow. We can get the basing done and stuff. We might have to take a break mid-stream despite being a hand cam. Well, thanks for coming to the stream. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Remember to work hard but play harder. Eat good food, sleep well, dream of cupcakes, but don't eat for cupcakes as a friends, not food. Goodbye, everybody. Love you all. And don't forget to like the stream. Whee! Yeah, and remember to wash your teeth and your hands.